Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hey, Judge.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Judge Vinci.
I don't know whose voice that was.
That was Officer Norris in courtroom 2.
Gotcha. Okay. Happy Friday.
Yes, yes.
I know. Glad I'm not on for Monday. Hint, hint, hint. All right, let's see. Who am I looking for? Do I have you today, Melissa?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, I was just making sure which person I had for today. How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm hanging. All right, we ready to start?
Ready when you are, Your Honor. I got position number 4, Mr. English, in front of you now.
Okay. All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Judge Regina Mincy, and we're going to begin the Fulton County State Court Expedited Accusations calendar. This is an expedited accusations calendar for cases in which individuals have been recently arrested and charged with certain misdemeanor offenses. Soon after the arrest, the Fulton County Solicitor General's office has already accused the cases of the offenses brought against them, and the cases have been bound over to the Fulton County State Court. Nevertheless, this will usually be the defendant's initial appearance before a state court judge. So we're going to address several matters, including bond, possible arraignment, or consideration of a possible plea offer if one is made by the state at this juncture. I'll also be providing you with a reset date for arraignment if it is not held today. What is that SAP reset date, Ms. Grace?
February the 24th.
All right, February 24th, 2022. So let me begin by advising everyone that this whole entire proceeding is being recorded as well as live streamed on YouTube. And I want the defendants on the case to be reminded that you have a constitutional right to remain silent. Anything that you say about the facts, occurrences, and the circumstances regarding your case, any of those statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney representing you today. You will usually see your attorneys on the screen, and they will either wave at you or I'll acknowledge them so that you will know that they are here. And we will also find out which cases we're going to be addressing bond, which will be 99% of them. So we just again ask that you defer to your attorney, listen to them. They're going to give you great advice and help you maneuver this process today. All right, the first case we have is position number 4, Mardarius English, case number 22CR0000677H. And Mr. English, you're being charged with 1 count of giving false name, address, or birth date to law enforcement officer, operating without lights required by law, and giving false information to a law enforcement officer, all with the offense date of February the 10th, 2022. Pre-trial, do you have anything?
8 total. Last arrest was in 2018. Probation violation out of Newton County. Another 2018 probation violation. Misdemeanor obstruction conviction 2016. He had a burglary from 2015, 2nd degree. It was a minute to enter an auto conviction. He should be getting off of probation for that next month. 2015 theft by receiving stolen property. That's a Toyota Camry tag from what it shows. And obstruction. He got first offender for the obstruction. That's it. And he has a hold too for producing marijuana. That's what the warrant says.
What jurisdiction is that?
Rockdale County.
All right. Ms. Mitchell, is this your
Yes.
case?
Yes, Your Honor. May I proceed?
Yes, you may.
Last night, the defendant was seen driving his vehicle without headlights on Marietta Boulevard Northwest and Chattahoochee Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia. When stopped, the officer with a false name and birth date of Liddell, spelled Lydell, Williams, born June 21st, 1996. The current bond is set at $620 surety, $500 as to count one, $120 as to count two, and $0 as to count three. The state requests the bond to remain the same as to the first two counts, and another $500 surety be added to the third count, totaling $1,120 surety bond, with conditions of no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. As pretrial stated, defendant, he does have one felony conviction and two misdemeanor convictions, in addition to the outstanding warrant out of Rockdale County. The defendant also has a failure to appear in 2016 with the two probation violations in 2018, and it was revoked. So that's going to be the basis of our recommendation, Your Honor.
All right. Is Ms. Kim, has she
This is
been?
my-
Oh, okay, Ms. Thomas, sorry about that. Did someone, Ms. Grace, did you let Ms. Kim in? Looks like I see in the chat she's waiting.
I
Okay.
just let
There
it.
she goes. All right, thank you.
That was my fault.
Okay, no worries. All right, go ahead, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. English is 24 years of age. He is a lifelong Georgia native. His family also resides here in Georgia. Mr. English did express they just had a baby 3 months ago, a son. He also completed high school. Currently, Mr. English is working at the All My Sons Moving and Storage in South Cobb, and he's been working there for approximately 1 year. As we heard, Your Honor, Mr. English does have a hold in Rockdale County. I am asking for a signature bond so that he may be released to that hold. Currently, his bond is at $620. The state did add an additional charge. I believe the charge may be duplicative. But if the court is not inclined on granting a signature bond, I am asking for a signature bond through the jail for that added given false name and date of birth due to it being duplicative, and asking for the remaining bonds to be remain as set at the $620.
Okay. All right, I'm going to issue the signature bond through the jail in the amount of $1,120. That will be 120 on the first count. Also, $500 on the second count and $500 on the third count. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And I guess that's all that I need to address at this time. Is there anything else that I need to take?
Nothing else from the defense, Your Honor. Thank you.
No, Your
Okay.
Honor.
All right. What do we have next?
Your Honor, Mr. English wants to say something.
Mr. English, do you have a question about bond? If so, you can reach me after this court hearing.
The numbers just didn't add up right to me.
I'm sorry?
Like you
got a signature bond through the jail, so you can be released to Rockdale.
okay. I don't have no questions then.
Okay.
We're gonna have position number 8, Mr. Jordan, Izell Jordan.
All right, this is case number 22 CR 000-684A. Mr. Izell Jordan, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass, family violence, 1 count of simple assault, family violence, and a 3rd charge of simple battery, family violence, all with the offense date of February the 10th, 2022. Do you have anything pretrial?
This is who?
Position 8, Ezel or Izel Jordan.
Oh, no, he wasn't on my full sheet.
Uh-oh,
I have him as a first offender, Your Honor.
okay.
Yes, Your Honor. This case arose yesterday evening around 11:45 p.m. when Roswell Police Department responded to a juvenile's call regarding a dispute in their home with the defendant and Miss Shakina Graham. That is Shakina, SHEKINAH. Graham, GRAHAM. When the police officers arrived on the scene, they were able to witness a loud argument and dispute taken outside of the apartment complex near the Mrs. Graham's door. The defendant attempted to leave the scene and go to his vehicle, and the officer did advise him that he was not free to leave and told him several times to stop yelling at Ms. Graham and to have a seat on the curb, which he refused, in order for the officers, of course, to conduct the investigation. The officer was able to see visible damages upon entering into the home, and after interviewing the 2 minor children who actually called the police, the minors advised the officers that the defendant and their mother had been arguing throughout the evening. And when they walked into the bedroom that they were in, they could see the mattress pushed off the bed. And that is when they saw the defendant push their mom into the bed and into the wall and also throw things around the room. The minor was able to show the officer the site where the pushing occurred and informed the officer that defendant tried to throw Crocs that he was holding in his hand at him and the other sibling. And when they decided to, run away out of fear, the defendant began chasing them around the house and down the stairs. The children also noted that they heard a loud slam moments before calling the police. And according to Mrs. Graham's testimony that evening to the officers, that was the defendant kicking down that door that the officer saw was damaged and punching the wall. Your Honor, for those reasons, the state is recommending a $1,500 surety for the criminal trespass, a $2,500 surety bond for the simple assault, and a $3,000 surety for the simple battery, totaling $7,000 surety. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while on bond. 1-day anger awareness. No further contact with Ms. Graham, and a stay away from the incident location at 1457 Raintree. That's RAINTREE Crossing, Apartment B, Roswell, Georgia, Your Honor. We are making this recommendation, and albeit we do understand that this is a defendant's first offense in cases of domestic violence, especially when there's children in the home, the state is highly concerned with the risk of reoffending if the parties are not able to resolve their issues peacefully and amicably.
All right, Ms. Kim, this is your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right,
Mr. Jordan is 39 years old. They moved to Georgia from Florida about this last year, December 2021. And he works as a chef at Roswell, and he has a full-time job. He's been a chef for about 22 years. And I spoke with a complaining witness, Miss Graham, and she is not afraid of talking with him. She is not afraid. She wants him to actually come back home. She has no willingness to press a charge against him. And also, he has 2 children here, of course, 12 and 13 years old. And because of his job, he is really responsible to stay here in Georgia. So since this is his first offense, we strongly recommend signature bond, Your Honor, through the jail. Thank you.
And Your Honor, I genuinely apologize to the court. I misspoke. It's his first Georgia offense, but he does have a history out of Florida, including obstruction with violence out of Fort Lauderdale from 2009. He has a battery out of 2009 out of Broward County, another battery out of Broward County. Actually, there's quite a few battery charges on one cycle from that 2009 case, Your Honor. But there are some violent convictions on his history out of Florida. I just wanted to alert the court that I misspoke.
They are from 2009, more than almost like 13 years ago, Your Honor. I don't think it's relevant for now. And also, he had a car accident, so he has been getting all kinds of pain relief, and he has to go to physical therapy and all that kind of stuff. And because he's right now in jail, he cannot get those medical attention. So we really do need him to get out of the jail as soon as he can. So signature bond is strongly recommended, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, just so Your Honor knows, there is an ag assault from 2018 out of Leon County in Florida. He also has a grand theft auto that appears to be open out of Florida from 2020. There's a few probation violations from 2016, other battery convictions and aggravated assault with deadly weapon out of Florida from Leon County, 2016, Your Honor. So the state is definitely concerned with witness intimidation and witness safety and the safety of that family, Your Honor, considering the defendant's history.
I'm not scared of him.
Hold on, hold. I was just getting ready to ask, looks like I see Ashana G.
Yes, ma'am, I'm Shekinah.
Shekinah, I need to see you if you want to address the court. You'd have to turn on your camera.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and raise your right hand for me. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, put your hand down. And remember, when you're in court in the future, you just don't blurt out and talk out. Wait to be acknowledged.
Yes, ma'am.
We're doing that. That's a little disruptive to the court. What would you like to tell me about this incident and or your feelings or fear toward Mr. Jordan?
I don't have any fear towards Mr. Jordan, but like we don't have anybody up here. I get that we had our disagreements and whatnot, but it didn't get physical between me and him. And I was standing there when my daughter spoke to the cop. She said she thought he was gonna throw a shoe at her, so she ran. She never said he threw a shoe at her. But as far as being intimidated or scared of him, I am neither. And I told them yesterday when they came, I said, yeah, we had been arguing all day and I was trying to get by. I pushed him and he shoved me back and he shoved me hard and I shoved him and I flew into the wall. But that was that. He's never put his hands on me other than that. That I have no fear in my heart when it comes to that man.
All right. And are you all married or are you not married?
Engaged.
Engaged?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to issue a surety bond in the amount of $7,000. And I'm going to go with the state's offer of $1,500 on the first charge, $2,500 on the second, and $3,000 on the third charge, for a total of $7,000 surety bond. I am going to order no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on probation. I'm sorry, while on bond. One thing I did forget to ask Miss Graham, or I don't know if Miss Lee knows this, Miss Kim rather, with the address at Raintree Crossing with that apartment, whose apartment is that or whose name's on the lease?
It's our apartment. My name on the lease, the kid's name on the lease.
Okay. And are you working as well, Miss Graham?
Yes, ma'am. I'm actually at work right now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I'm going to order that there be no further contact with you at this time, Miss Graham. And I'm going to order a stay away from the 1457 Raintree Crossing Apartment B. So Mr. Jordan, you will need to find somewhere else to stay while you are on bond. And I'm going to also ask that if there's any visitation with the children, that be facilitated by third parties or some other person other than Ms. Graham, since you have to stay away from her. And then the last thing is you can get a one-time police escort, a law enforcement escort to return to retrieve your personal items. while
Question.
on bond. Yes, ma'am.
But we moved up here together. Where is he supposed to go? We don't have anybody up here. And I need him to help pay the bills. So I mean, like, how does that work? I'm losing in the end.
What was the last thing you said? You're moving what now?
No, we just moved up here together. We don't have anybody up here, and I need his help with the bills. Like, I can't manage by myself. If he can't come, then where's he supposed to go? And like, how the bills gonna get paid? Eventually, me and the kids gonna be out the door.
Well, I don't know if he's still going to have his job. I assume he'll still be able to work, but we want to make sure that you and the children are safe. And I listened to your testimony, and I also listened to all the other evidence. I listened to his extensive history. So I think for the moment, to ensure the safety of you and your minor children so that they don't have to experience such actions in their home, I think it will be good that he not be there for a while till things cool off or until things get better. So there's places that he can stay, I'm sure. He just needs to pursue them. But I want to make sure that you and your children, specifically your children, are safe and not have to endure such actions in their home, because that can be pretty traumatic for children to witness that. So right now, he's to stay away from there. If he comes back there, he can be immediately arrested. And he is to stay away from you as well, or he can be arrested. I think that's the best decision for right now. All
So
right.
then what about,
Okay, can I speak?
I don't think your attorney is going to want you to.
No, listen,
Mr. George and I strongly advise.
it's not about the case. I need to speak because she gave me a keep away order from my daughter that I have full custody of through the courts. That there's nothing in there about her or me physically doing anything to my child at all. And you're telling me to stay away from my birth child that I fought 3 years in court to have, and I have to have somebody supervise my visit with my blood.
I didn't say supervise. I said that if you were to have visitation, you should have a third person to facilitate that visitation. I didn't say it had to be supervised. But there's an allegation, a serious allegation that occurred, as the police have stated, in front of the children. The children gave testimony of a horrific incident at the home, and we want to make sure that everybody's safe, cooled down, and that there will not be any future incidents.
But my daughter's name is not in the paperwork at all. That's what I'm saying. I understand when you say tore up because she spoke to the police officer. Shekinah clearly stated in court, open court, she doesn't want to press charges. My daughter is not in the paperwork. Why would I need somebody to facilitate?
Well, if your daughter is not one of the victims that I have named or that's in here at this point, the victim that I've asked you to stay away from is Shekinah Graham. I did not put the children in there, but they're minors, so they don't necessarily get to say what they will do. But if your child you have custody of, and you and the child can find someone else, somewhere else to temporarily stay, then that's what will need to happen. But I did not list you to stay away from the children.
Okay.
It was only Miss Graham at this time.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you. That concludes this case.
oh, I have a question. What's the surety bond? Is that like, because they were saying something about 2 different bonds?
You have to go to a bonding company. There's a different amount on the charges, but they total up to $7,000, and you will have to go through a bonding company, and they can inform you what you will need.
Oh, so signature bonds aren't possible?
No, I did not give him a signature bond. No.
Because truthfully, we can't afford that. Like, I'm about to be homeless at this point.
All right. Well, that concludes this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Who do we have next?
No one cares.
We got position number 1, Mr. Braxton, Connor Braxton.
And again, what position? I'm sorry, Deputy.
Position number 1.
All right. This is case number 22 CR 000675J. Connor Braxton, you're charged with 1 count of battery family violence with the offense date of February the 10th, 2022. Pre-trial, do you have anything?
First arrest.
Okay. All right, for the state, Ms. Mitchell.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, defendant battered the mother of a 16-month-old child, Miss Michelle Ortiz, spelled Ortiz, by grabbing her face, leaving scratches on her face and neck. It started with a verbal argument about Miss Ortiz smoking and the defendant wanting her to sleep in the same bedroom. The defendant admits to grabbing her face in an attempt to calm Miss Ortiz down, causing the scratches on her face and neck. The state's bond recommendation is going to be a $1,500 surety bond, no further contact with Michelle Ortiz, third-party contact with child, and stay away from 6107 Santa Fe Parkway, Atlanta, Georgia, a 1-day anger awareness program, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'm asking for a signature bond on Mr. Braxton's behalf. The relationship between him and Miss Ortiz, that is the mother of his child. They do share that son, the 16-month-old. They currently do live together. However, that the condo that they do reside in, I believe Mr. Braxton's father owns that home, and that they lease from his father. We are asking that he be allowed to return to his residence. Mr. Braxton is 28 years of age. He's been residing in Georgia most of his life. He completed some college. Mr. Braxton also served in the U.S. Navy from 2013 to 2018. He's also gainfully employed at the Atlanta Medical Center, where he works as a rehabilitation aide, and he's been working there for the past 5 months. Your Honor, as we heard, this is Mr. Braxton's first offense, no criminal history. That is my basis for the signature bonds on his behalf. If the court is not inclined on allowing him to return to the residence, he does have an alternative residence he'll be able to go to. He has a brother residing in Jonesboro, Georgia. We're also asking for a one-time escort so that he can retrieve any personal belongings. I also want to note, Your Honor, that in the warrant it states that the officer spoke to Miss Ortiz, and that Miss Ortiz pulled out a knife on Mr. Braxton, and then Mr. Braxton advised to the police officer that he was trying to get the knife from Miss Ortiz. We deny any admissions that he made to police officers that he grabbed her face, but nothing further at this time, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if the state may clarify the facts in the case, what's stated in the warrant is that Ms. Ortiz grabbed a knife when the defendant was trying to get her to sleep in the same bedroom as him, and she claimed to grab the knife to create distance. The defendant at that time went and got their 16-month-old baby out of the room, I'm assuming the bedroom, and brought him out. And when they did that, Ms. Ortiz dropped the knife. And the defendant in the warrant says to the officer that he did grab her face in an attempt to calm her down after she had already dropped the knife. Nothing further.
All right. I'm going to order a signature bond through pretrial in the amount of $2,500. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. 1-day anger awareness course. I'm going to also order a stay away from, is it 6107 San Jose Boulevard?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, Santa Fe Parkway.
I'm sorry, Santa Fe. Don't mean to get that incorrect. Santa Fe Parkway. Going to order no further contact with the victim, Michelle Ortiz. I think I see her on the line. Ms. Ortiz, do you wish to address the court? And she may have stepped away. Oh, okay.
Yes, Your Honor. I don't think he
Hold
scratched
on,
me
hold
on
on,
purpose.
hold on. If you are going to speak in court, you must turn your camera on. I must be able
Oh,
to.
it says the host has disabled my camera.
Hold on a second. Mr. Jordan. All right. Do
Hey,
you,
like when he grabbed my face,
hold on a
like to
second.
quiet me.
Slow down, slow down. Hold
Oh.
on a second. If you wish to address the court, I need to swear you in first. Can you raise your right
Okay.
hand? Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What would you like to briefly tell me?
Oh, well, I think he accidentally scratched my face. He needs to clip his nails, but he was trying to stop me because he thought I was having a screaming episode. I have those. I have schizoaffective disorder.
Okay. All right. I'm going to order the, and are you in fear of Mr. Braxton?
I don't fear him.
Okay. And are you, well, that's all. It's no other question. But I'm going to order a signature bond, as I stated, for 2,500 through pretrial. But I'm also going to order a stay away from your location, so he will need to go find somewhere else to stay while he's on bond. I'm going to also order that he have no further contact with you. Do you all have any children? Do you all have any children together?
Yes, Your Honor, they have a 16-month-old.
Yes,
Right.
we have a daughter.
Okay, so if he's going to have visitation with your daughter, you need to facilitate that through someone else, third person, and not yourself. And he needs to contact that person, whoever you let him know who that is, so that he can then have visitation with the child through the third person. He will get a one-time escort back to the property in order to retrieve his personal belongings or items that he's going to need while he's away. And he must have law enforcement with him if he comes back to the premises. Otherwise, he can immediately be arrested, okay?
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you. That concludes this case.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Position number 2 and position 3, Mr. Durham.
Okay. All right. You are Jaquavius Durham.
Yes, ma'am.
Case number 22 CR 0000676Y and 22 CR 0000679Y. The first case is 1 count of simple battery family violence with the offense date of November 20th, 2021. The second case is driving while license suspended or revoked, and that offense date is February the 10th, 2022. Do you have anything pre-trial?
13 total. Last arrest was back in September. Possession of a firearm during the commission. Ag assault, armed robbery. That's 21 CP 203157. Has an open financial transaction card fraud, 2 counts. 18 SC 159923. Open theft by receiving, giving false name. 19 SC 169406. 2020 suspended license arrest. Sell of marijuana 2019. Probation violation 2017. Underlying charge was possession of cocaine. 2016 theft by taking dismissed. That's it.
All right. Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor. As to position 2, the simple battery family violence, I'll start there. The police report states on November 20th of 2021, the defendant battered his ex-girlfriend, Miss Victoria Torres, spelled Torres, by pushing her. It started when defendant followed Miss Torres' home located at 880 Briarcliff Terrace Northeast, Atlanta, Georgia. When Ms. Torres confronted him, words were exchanged and defendant pushed Ms. Torres and took her car keys. Ms. Torres's brother was a witness to the incident and was able to defuse the situation. Ms. Torres and the defendant lived together for about 7 years and have been separated for 3 months at the time of the incident. Ms. Torres told officers that she applied for a TPO and that she doesn't fear for her life at that time. So for position 3, on the driving while license suspended, yesterday afternoon, defendant was seen making an illegal left turn onto Bolton Road, Northwest Atlanta, Georgia. Officers conducted a traffic stop and discovered defendant had an outstanding warrant of simple battery, family violence, and that his license was suspended on December 29th of 2021. The state's bond recommendation as to the simple battery is going to be a $5,000 surety bond, no further contact with Victoria Torres, stay away from 880 Briarcliff Terrace Northeast, a 1-day anger awareness course, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. As to the suspended charge, our recommendation is going, well, there is a current bond of $1,000 surety, and the state's going to request that that bond be increased to $2,000 surety, no driving without a valid license, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. The state has a few concerns here. The defendant is at risk of reoffending. He has 4 open cases, 2 of which are felonies and the other 2 are misdemeanors. The felony case for possession, firearm, aggravated assault, and armed robbery on September of last year, the defendant was given a $30,000 surety bond. On the misdemeanor case for marijuana less than an ounce, in January of last year, he was given a $1,000 surety bond. On the misdemeanor case for the suspended license and registration, he was given a $6,000 surety bond. And on the financial card and fraud case, May 19, 2019, the defendant was given a $10,000 surety bond. In addition to that, the defendant has 7 failure to appears on his driving record. He also has a probation violation in 2017 as heard from pretrial. So despite these open cases and bonds that the defendant was given, we're back again today on 2 more charges. So for these reasons, we have a $7,000 surety bond as to both charges. Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Your Honor. As it pertains to count 1 of the family violence offense, Your Honor, Mr. Durham did express to me that he has no contact with Ms. Torres, so we are unopposed to having no further contact and to stay away. They are no longer in a relationship. However, they were in a relationship for approximately 7 to 8 years. They've had no contact. There hasn't been any other alleged incidents from this incident date. They share no children and they share no property and they do not live together. So we're unopposed to no contact and to stay away. Mr. Durham is 23 years of age. He's been a Georgia resident all of his life. All of his family resides here. He completed the 12th grade and he's also gainfully employed at the World Pack, where he's been working there since November of last year. He currently resides in Atlanta as well, Your Honor. We are asking for a bond amount no more than $2,000 at this current time. Mr. Durham did express that he has been temporarily out of work due to him having COVID at the time, and he has been awaiting to return back to work. He does not have the financial means to make a high bond amount, so I am recommending a bond amount no more than $2,000 at this time if he's ineligible for a signature bond.
Okay. On the first case, the 676Y with the simple battery, family violence, I'm going to enter the $5,000 surety bond. And that will be a stay away. And I don't think we have a victim on the line, do we? Don't think I see any. I'm going to order a stay away from the address and no further contact with the victim. Is it Victoria Torres?
Yes, Your Honor.
And a stay away from, is it 8080 Briarcliff Terrace?
Yeah.
Northeast. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And I don't know, Mr. Durham needs a one-time return there to get any personal items or not.
No.
Okay. And we have no children involved, all right?
No children.
Okay. And I think that concludes everything with the first case. Is that correct?
I believe so. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And on the second case, ending in 679Y, driving while license suspended or revoked, the state recommended a $1,000 surety bond. And I will go with that.
Well, Your Honor, we recommended a $2,000 surety bond, but there is a current bond of $1,000.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I wrote that down wrong. I'm not going to go up on that one. I'll leave it at the $1,000 surety bond. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And that should conclude everything. I think on the second case, Mr. Durham, not for sure why your license are suspended or revoked, but no driving unless you get a temporary driver's license from DDS. And then if you do, should be limited to just driving for work, to see your attorney, or for medical care. So hopefully you don't get in trouble again with driving without a license. All right, that should conclude everything.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next, Your Honor, we have position number 5, Mr. Freeman.
Okay. All right, this is case number 22 CR 000678E. Is it Larinder Freeman? All right, you're charged with 1 count of battery family violence, and you're also charged with the second count. So 2 counts of battery family violence with the offense date of January the 7th, 2022. You have anything pretrial?
14 total. Last arrest was 2011, ag assault, robbery. He should be getting off of probation for that in May. That's 12 SC 107329. They gave him 10 years probation in 2012 for that, May 2012. He had a 2011 simple battery conviction. Marijuana that was dismissed from 08-04 battery DV arrest. Before that was in the 90s, yes.
Okay. All right, Ms. Mitchell.
Yes, Your Honor. On January 7th of this year, the defendant battered his 17-year-old daughter, Miss Asia O'Neill, and his 20-year-old son, Mr. Jabari, spelled Jabari Freeman. It started with a verbal dispute between defendant and Miss O'Neill when the defendant punched her in her mouth several times, causing a busted bottom lip for Miss O'Neill. Mr. Jabari Freeman intervened and tried to stop defendant from assaulting his sister. That's when the defendant bit the right side of his face and left a bite mark. The state's bond recommendation is going to be a $3,000 surety bond as to count 1 and a $3,000 surety bond as to count 2, totaling a $6,000 surety bond. No further contact with Miss Asia O'Neill and Mr. Jabari Freeman. A stay away from address 1710 Madrona, spelled Madrona Street, Northwest Atlanta, Georgia. A 1-day anger awareness course, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. The state's concern here is that the defendant does have a violent history, so he is a risk of reoffending. Just to reiterate, he has the simple battery conviction in 2011 and the following arrests: aggravated assault 2011, battery 2004, simple battery 2002, battery on school teacher, battery and battery family violence 2000, battery family violence in 1998, simple battery 1996, and simple assault 1995. So very violent history. Based on the fact that he battered his children and his criminal history, the state recommends the $6,000 surety bond, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I'm going to order a I'm sorry.
Your Honor, may I be heard on bond?
I'm so sorry. Yes, Ms. Thomas.
Your Honor, I would like to remind the court that these aren't facts, but are allegations. And as we also heard from pretrial, Mr. Freeman doesn't have any history, or excuse me, his history dates back to over 10 years ago. Mr. Freeman is 43 years of age. He's been living in Georgia all of his life. He currently lives in Atlanta. First and foremost, Mr. Freeman is strongly denying the allegations that he struck his daughter or his son. They are 17 and 20 years of age. They do not live together. However, he did move from that residence. Mr. Freeman is also gainfully employed at the Cheap Warehouse. He's been working there for the past 4 years. He is a manager there, and he expressed to me that he is currently missing work and would love to get back so that he can get back to working. Your Honor, if Mr. Freeman is not eligible for a signature bond, I am asking for the bond amount to be reduced from the state's recommendation to a bond amount no more than $2,000 at this time.
Can I speak, Your Honor?
Mr. Freeman, I'm going to ask that you do not speak about these allegations because they will be used against you. If you do have a question about bond after the judge has made her ruling, we can discuss after this hearing, but I do not advise that you make any statements about these allegations.
No, I wasn't talking about the allegation. I was just going back with the pretrial guy said that I was on probation. I'm not on probation. The judge threw that 10-year probation out. I don't report to no probation or nothing like that.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say. That case was thrown out. Now I'm not on any probation, supervision, or nothing like that. I go to work every day.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for that, Mr. Freeman. All right, I'm going to, and then just making sure, Ms. Thomas, you said that these children do not live with Mr. Freeman?
They do not.
Okay. And what is, oh, I have it. All right. I'm going to order a surety bond in the amount of $6,000, $3,000 on each charge. I'm going to also order that there be a stay away from that address, even though Mr. Freeman states that he does not live there. It's 1710, and I may have misspelled it. What's the name of the street?
Madrona, Madrona.
Okay, Madrona Street. I'm going to order no further contact with his children at this time, Asia O'Neill and Jabari Freeman. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. And I believe that addresses everything. Is there anything else that I need to take up from either side?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Now, position number 6, Mr. Christopher Gray, position number 6.
Okay. This is case number 22 CR 0000680E with Mr. Christopher Gray. Is that you, Mr. Gray?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with 1 count of battery with the offense date of 12/7/2020.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you have anything? You're on mute.
My bad. 35 cycles. He's been in jail since August 2021 for ag battery. He was arrested July 2021 trespass. and possession of drug-related objects. 2016 ag assault conviction, simple battery conviction. 2016 trespass NOD. 2016 felony obstruction, disorderly conduct, criminal trespass, arrest. 2015 probation violation. 2015 felony terrorist threats, arrest. Probation violation 2015, interference with government property. 2014 simple assault conviction. A couple of more probation violations from 2014. One from 2011, 2012. I'll stop it at that. Unless you want more.
No, that's good. Thank you. Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant battered a fellow resident of the same building, Mr. Lonnie Scott, Lonnie spelled Lonnie. He battered him by punching him in the face, causing bruising on Mr. Scott's cheek and nose. It started when Mr. Scott was smoking on the second floor balcony when he was approached by the defendant, who started screaming at him. And when Mr. Scott tried to walk away, the defendant punched him on the side of his face while his back was turned. The state's bond recommendation is going to be a $5,000 surety bond, no further contact with victim Lonnie Scott, a stay away from the address 234 Memorial Drive, Southwest, Atlanta, Georgia, an MHET, one-day anger awareness course on alcohol, drugs, and weapons. The states have a few concerns here. The first one is defendant's risk of reoffending. He does have an extensive and violent criminal history. He currently has 3 open cases for aggravated battery, criminal trespass, and possession drug-related object. The aggravated battery charge on August 7th of last year, the defendant was given a $5,000 surety bond. Additionally, the defendant has 1 aggravated assault conviction in 2018, 4 simple battery convictions in 2010, and 1 simple assault conviction in 2014. He also faced 2 other counts of aggravated battery in 2011 and 2007. The defendant also has 7 probation violations. And in addition to that, the state also has MH concerns. This appeared to be an unprovoked attack on Mr. Scott. It also states in the warrant that there were numerous reports of the defendant being arrested for unprovoked violent attacks against others similar to this situation. So based on his open cases, previous bonds, violent history, and the fact that this appears to be an unprovoked attack on Mr. Scott, the state is going to recommend the $5,000 surety. Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Mr. Gray is 35 years old, and he was born and raised here. And right now, he does not have anybody who can pay for the bond. Even his mother is handicapped, and she lives by Social Security. So indeed, he is officially homeless. So we do have to have some help from social worker services to find a place where he can go after he gets out of the jail. So when he was not in the jail, he was working as a restaurant cook, Papa John's, Burger King's, and he has been working as a chef, and he has a GED. He went to school until 12th grade and then completed with a GED. He does not have children. He's not married. He has no alternative housing, as I said. And so we would like to request for low surety bond, no more than $1,000, Your Honor. And he does not oppose stay away and no further contact with the Lonnie Scott at all.
All right. And I think that they state that either Ms. Mitchell or you state that he and the victim are neighbors or were neighbors.
Correct. To our knowledge, they did live in the same building, but this happened December 7th of 2020, so I'm not sure where he's currently at today.
Okay. And you stated that you wanted an MHET. Or you were
Yeah.
requesting an MHET.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have any feelings either way on that, Ms. Kim, to address that request?
Actually, not that one. I only wanted to address the social worker services. When I was interviewing with him, he sounded very fine to me.
Okay. All right, I'm going to order a $1,000 surety bond. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. I'm going to order a stay away from the 234 Memorial Drive address. I'm going to order no further contact with the victim, Mr. Lonnie Scott. And I think that's all I'll address at this time. Anything else?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm. All right, that should conclude this matter.
Your Honor, we got position number 9, Mr. Singleton, position number 9.
All right, this is case number 22 CR 000682F. You are, is it Linnell Singleton?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass and a 2nd count of obstruction of a law enforcement officer with the offense date of February the 10th, 2022. You have anything pretrial?
Third arrest, last arrest was November, trespass, 2 counts of obstruction. Before that was 2019, fugitive from justice out of Broward County, Florida. SOB jail is the recommendation.
All right. Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on yesterday morning around 1:20 a.m. The City of South Fulton Police Department responded to a dispute call and were met by the defendant's mother, who advised that the defendant broke a door in her home during his violent rage. When Officer Soto with the City of South Fulton Police Department attempted to place the defendant under the arrest, the defendant told the officers that he would fight them and refused to comply with the officer's orders. Our victim advocate did speak with his mother, Miss Ross. Her first name is spelled Naneinee, Ross, common spelling. And she informed the office that the defendant does not live at that location, Your Honor, but she does not wish for him to return. Your Honor, for those reasons, the state is requesting a $3,000 surety bond for obstruction, $2,000 surety for criminal trespass, and $5,000. That's $5,000 surety total. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons on bond, and stay away from that incident location at 7347 Appaloosa Cove, APPALOOSA Cove, COVE, Fairburn, Georgia, and a 1-day anger awareness and no further contact with Miss Ross. Your Honor, we are making this recommendation largely because we do believe that the defendant does have a risk of reoffending. As you heard from pretrial, the defendant has an open case out of Cobb County from November of 2021 for similar charges, which is for criminal trespass and obstruction, 2 charges of obstruction, actually, Your Honor. And he might actually be violating his bond for that case, Your Honor. Additionally, we do believe that the defendant is a possible flight risk, as he was a fugitive from justice out of Broward County back in 2019.
Your Honor.
Mr. Singleton, I strongly advise you not to speak about the case at all.
No, about this case, not at all, but the Cobb County case, that's dropped. I went there like a month and a half ago. I'm not even in the system, man.
All right, thank you for that information, Mr. Singleton.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Singleton is 26 years old and he has been living with his mother at 7347 Appaloosa. However, he does not oppose to stay away or no further contact. He is willing to stay away. He's willing to not to contact his mother. However, he really needs to get a signature bond since he's working as a manager at the restaurant. He has been working as in the hospitality industry all his life, all his career life, and he would like to keep his job and he wants to be independent so that way he can have his own place. And he has training for welding as well. However, he has no job related to welding. He does not have children. He's not married right now. And he does not have to go to mother's place to get, all the personal belongings either. He would like to just get signature bonds so he can start his own life. Thank you, Your Honor. And actually, I spoke with Miss Rose, and she's not afraid of
You're right there,
his
y'all.
son. Actually, Miss Rose is here. So
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, would you like to address the court, Ms. Ross?
Yes,
Okay, raise your right hand for me. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you under the penalty of perjury?
yes.
All right, what would you like to tell the court about this incident?
Well, my only concern was the alcohol and for him to continue to stay here. That's something I wanted him to get treatment on. But other than that, when he's not, he is fine. He helps around the house, he pays rent. We are rebuilding our relationship. That is, I'm being honest with that. But other than that, I'm just concerned about the alcohol treatment. And if he chooses not to have any further contact with me, that's on him. But, that's something I would like to still keep in contact with my son.
I like you, Mom.
I love you too.
All right, I'm going to grant a signature bond through the jail. And that amount will be $5,000. And with that signature bond through the jail, there will be no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, Mr. Singleton, while you're on bond. I'm going to order that you stay away from 7347 Appaloosa Cove.
Until this case is over with?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to order no further violent contact with your mother. So if you have any violent contact with your mother, you'll just go right back to jail.
I don't get violent with my mom.
I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so good luck to you. And I think, does that conclude everything? I believe.
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Kim?
no, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
We got position number 11, Mr. Raymond Young, position number 11. Is an add-on.
Right. This is case number 22 CR 0000685F. You're Mr. Raymond Young,
Yes, ma'am.
being charged with one count of battery with the offense date of November the 15th, 2020. Do you have anything pre-trial?
No, I guess I got left out to add on emails today.
Oh, did uh-oh.
Judge, this was a bind over case that somehow got stuck on this calendar, so that might be where the confusion's coming in at.
Oh.
Yeah, I have his history, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Webb.
Yes, Your Honor. This case actually stems from an incident that took place on November the 16th, 2020 at the Blake's Restaurant Bar and Grill at 227 10th Street Northeast, Atlanta, Georgia, 30309, where APD responded to an assault call at that bar, Your Honor. And upon arriving to the scenes, officer was met with a victim named Miss Kristen Burgart, that is Kristen Burgart, Burghart, who informed the officers that she was out with friends during the evening and she was speaking with two gentlemen, one alleged to be the defendant, who was then became angry and struck her in the face. When the officers got there, the gentlemen were gone from the scene, but they were able to review camera footage with the Blake's management, and they were able to see Ms. Bogart standing there and a gentleman punching her in the face, Your Honor. Bond in this case has already been preset by the magistrate court at $6,000 surety. We're requesting the court to honor that bond, Your Honor, particularly because the defendant, this is his first offense in Georgia. However, he has an extensive history out of Louisiana, Your Honor, including a criminal trespass from January 2020, a parole termination from October 2020, simple battery, 3 charges of simple battery from 2012, 2017, 2018, second degree battery, 2 charges actually from 2011 and 2015, several parole violations, simple arson from 2009, false info with bomb threats out of Shreveport, Louisiana from 2008 as well, Your Honor. For those reasons, we're asking the court to honor the $6,000 surety as well as issue a no further contact with the victim, Ms. Burgart, and a stay away from the Blake's Bar at 227 10th Street Northeast, and a 1-day anger awareness.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Young is 32 years old, and he recently moved to Georgia, actually. And I just want to emphasize, he already has been in the jail for 31 days, or more than 1 month. He has been in the jail. So from Atlanta jail, he was there for 1 month, and then he came here today. So even though it's the first day here in Fulton County, he has already served 31 days, and we would like to have that as a time served credit. And he is working as a video producer, and he has his productions at TikTok and Instagram, and he does not object to stay away from Blake Bar, and he does not object to the no further contact with Kristen Burgett. He does not know her. He doesn't even remember, and he actually denies the allegation completely. And also, he is a minister himself, and he ministers youth in Louisiana. He has a 5-year-old daughter, and he wants to be free finally. So we would like to request for a signature bond because he cannot afford high bond at this point. Besides, he has been there for 31 days already, Your Honor. Thank you.
And the present bond is, again,
$6,000 surety bond, Your Honor.
and what about Miss Kim? What about any other family in the area?
In the area, he does not have family members here yet. He has friends, not in Georgia.
I got a cousin here, but she's
Okay. I'm going to order a one last question. With the victim in this case, what was the relationship? Did I hear that, or is it just random in the restaurant? Or
it was random, Your Honor. Blake's is a very popular Atlanta bar, actually, and they were just out evening out with friends. And the way the police report is written, the 2 gentlemen were talking to Miss Kristen. Not for sure what happened if somebody tried to approach and say, "Hey, can I get your number?" She declined. We're still investigating those facts, Your Honor, but it appears to be a random occurrence.
and two gentlemen were there, it does not have to be.
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct. Ms. Kim is correct. There were two gentlemen.
It may not be my client. Because he didn't even remember her at all when I was interviewing him.
All right, I'm going to order a surety bond in the amount of $2,000. I'm going to order no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. I'm going to order stay away from the Blake's Restaurant, 227 10th Street Northeast. I'm going to order no further contact with the victim, Kristen Berghart. And I think that will be all that I need. Anything that I've missed?
No, Your Honor, nothing else from the state.
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah. Deputy, do we know who you have? You still have 7 and 10?
Your Honor, I got two announcements on them.
Okay.
Mr. Alex Griffin, I don't have the position number for him.
Yeah, he's 7.
Yeah, he's gonna be an MH reset.
Okay.
And Mr. David Williams, he's in quarantine.
Okay. And so, Ms. Grace, do we reset both of those till tomorrow or Monday? Or Mr. Jordan, either one?
Tomorrow, Judge.
Tomorrow, okay.
Yes.
All right, does that conclude the calendar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, we're having a good Friday.
Yes, we are.
We deserve it, don't we?
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Grace, tell us when you're ready to reconcile.
Just one moment, Judge.
Okay.
Your Honor, may courtroom 2 be excused?
Yes, you may. I will see you next time. Thank you, Deputy.
All right, thank you. And you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Yeah, okay, we shall.
You too, thanks.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm ready. Position number 1 is a 2,500 pretrial bond, reset further notice. Position number 2 is a $5,000 good bond, reset 2/24/22 SAP. Position number 3 is a $1,000 good bond, reset 2/24 SAP. Position number 4 is a $1,120 bond, reset further notice, SOB through the jail. Position number 5 is a $6,000 good bond, reset 2/24/22 SAP. Position number 6 is a $1,000 good bond, reset 2/24/22 SAP. Position number 7 is reset for tomorrow's SEA calendar. Position number 8 is a $7,000 good bond, reset 2/24/22 SAP. Position number 9 is a $5,000 SOB through the jail, reset further notice. Position number 10 is reset for tomorrow's SEA calendar. Position number 11 is a $2,000 good bond reset 224 SAP.
All right, I think that's it. Anyone have any questions or other concerns?
Judge, for position number 9, can you break down the bond for me for each charge?
Okay, on position number 9, it's 2,000 on the first charge for criminal trespass and 3,000 on the second charge of obstruction. Is that what
Thank you.
everyone else has? I think that's what I said.
Thank you.
All right. All right, that concludes. Everyone enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
See you next time. All right,
See you next
bye-bye.
week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.